Welcome, family. Come on in. Come on in. I'm going to pop up in a minute. But come on in. Yes, it's August 18th, Friday lessons. Another one of them Friday lessons, family. So let's get on in here today so we can get it in. Yes. Pro-Black Everything, PBE, established March 1st, 1979, family. Let's get on in here. Yeah, let's get on in here, family. This is the mind stimulating hour. This is the truth and fact hour. The critical thinking and analysis. Get out your feelings hour, family. That's what we do over here. AKA and hashtag no cash app. I don't need none. AKA and hashtag no donations. I don't need none. I owe this to the ancestors. I owe this to the African babies of ours in America and throughout the world. And I owe this to humanity to tell the truth about what is owed to my race of people who have had the worst atrocity in human history done on this place we call Earth than any other race. No other race on this planet has had worse things done for a longer period of time than African people, family. That's just factual. So let's get on in here so we can talk about these things today. The name of the video today is going to be called a coup d'etat on a couple of black representatives, a couple of black organizations that black people tell me that are powerful, and that's been progressing them in America. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about a little bit of reparations today, all tied into white supremacy, systemic racism, the champs, the white man and his mama. So y'all know what it is pro-black everything, you know. So let's get on in here and get it, family. Y'all know what it is. AKA and hashtag religion killer. Black man, black woman, black child. Humanity for that matter. Humanity for that matter. We're gonna listen up real quick. Every time you done heard about a God, any God you can name, or religion, a human being then told you about that said God or that said religion in one way, shape, or form. No God, nowhere, has never told you about humans or about a religion or about another God. All of this you have heard by a human being, family, in one way, shape, or form. Whether they wrote it down in the book, said it this way, whatever communication, that's how you done heard about every God and every religion. Next slide. AKA and hashtag political killer. Black man, black woman, black child, in America specifically. Every black Democrat, Republican, independent in America is political killer over here. And the one main big reason why that is over here is because the same race of people, black man, black woman, black child, the same race of people that mass murdered, first brought us here as slaves, after they mass murdered the Native Americans, Indians, whatever they call themselves. They brought us over here and mass murdered, raped, and tortured us for hundreds and hundreds of years. Then once we broke away a little bit of freedom, they put us in another slavery called Jim Crow. It's still slavery because the same people run, manage, and own it and operate it. That's why it's still slavery. Then we so-called broke away free from that, and then they changed it to separate but equal. Still slavery, family, because it's still owned, managed, and operated by the same race of people as white man and his motherfucking mama family. All the way up until today. Slavery again. I'm calling them all slavery because I know what they is. Because they're all owned, managed, operated, and ran by the same race of people, the white man and his mama who brought us here as slaves, family. They still run, own, manage, operate it all in America. So it's still slavery what you up under, black man, black woman, black child. That's why I don't have no political affiliation. Ain't none of them never and never will do anything to you under these systems, under their systems that they created. Why you was a slave? AKA and hashtag to the Rocky Marcianos and the Mayweathers of America and the champs of the world. That's the white man and his mama. One of them is because what I just said about them owning, managing, operating everything in America that they built, that they established. And that's white supremacy, systemic racism. Okay. AKA and hashtag to the mothers and fathers of humanity, and that's the black man, the black woman, and the black children. We are the creators of humanity. We are the mothers and fathers, grandmothers and grandfathers, gods and goddesses of humanity. There was none before us. Black man, black woman, black child. It should be enough said. AKA and hashtag, no filters over here at all, and no editing because of what I just said. We're the mothers and fathers of humanity. So I know I'm a God because I know it's all within. No make-believe stuff. I know the God and goddesses and the devil and all that is within a family. There ain't nothing without. That spook stuff. That's grown people. Santa Claus is Jesus and God. Kids got they Santa Claus, and grown people on this planet got their grown people Santa Claus, which is Jesus and Yahshua and Yahweh and Allah and all this. That's the grown people Santa Claus. Oh man. AKA and hashtag, last but not least, to all the other brilliant, smart, intelligent species on the planet that's not human, but that's smarter than all the humans. And that's all the other species on the planet. Plant life, insect life, mammal life, marine life, you all name it. All the ones that's not human, that's breathing and living on this planet, they're way more intelligent and smarter than human beings. Why? Because they're not destroying this earth because they want their kids to live on this earth. They want their offspring to keep living and creating offspring to live on this earth for thousands and thousands and millions of more years. But humans is destroying the planet. So that's why they're much more intelligent and smarter than human beings. And then the other reason that they're more smarter and intelligent than human beings is because they don't have a mythological God that they have killed and died for and give money to it and do all this praise into this mythological thing. All the other species don't do that. So just them two things alone let me know they're smarter and more intelligent than human beings. But we're going to get back in here on the Rocky Marcianos and the Mayweathers of America and the champs of the world. And this is one of many reasons why I call the white man and his mama the champs, because they will have a black man send me a message on one of my videos I did the other day called Black Stolen Land. This brother, Morgan Johnson, author, sent me this reply. And I'm going to read it. I hope y'all have read it by now since I've been running my yap. But we're going to read it together. Okay? Because my ancestors died to read and get free and get their reparations. My ancestors didn't die to vote. They were trying to be free. They didn't give a fuck about voting. They wanted what was owed to them, not a vote. So let's get in here and get it. Mr. Pro-Black Everything. Great post. But dude, it sounds as if you're without knowledge of who you are. See, black man, black woman, black child. When I read this as Pro-Black Everything, see, I already knew what was coming later. I already knew what was coming for the rest of these sentences that he had. I already knew. I done heard this before. I've been doing this for over a decade and a half. So I know. I know how motherfuckers going to respond and keep responding when they start off with stuff like this. So he said, and you never discount God in prayer. I already knew it. He didn't reply to a couple of my other videos too. So I thought he had watched my videos. I always say religion killer and that there is no God in the sky. There's no devil in the ground. This is all mythological, man-made Santa Claus shit. This is grown folk Santa Claus. I just said it. But I always say religion killer on every video. I say, fuck your God. I say all of that because this is all man-made. Man created the concept of a God. Humans did. So, okay. This is an abomination unto God. What is abomination unto God? For me saying, fuck your God? Okay. So what was it for the white man and his mama for mass murder, raping, and torturing us for 300 years in America and throughout the world? Oh, we're going to get to that because he's going to tell us how he feels about, the mass murder, rape, and torture of hundreds of millions of African people, the slaughter of African people for the times during slavery here in America and apartheid and all the slavery that was going on the islands and on the continent of Africa. He's going to tell us how he feels about that too. And this is most of y'all Christians. This is most of y'all religious people, family, because it's in y'all holy books. So it ain't just this nigga. So stop it, family. If you got a God, you believe in this. He said, so be careful when you choose to speak that way. Fuck your God, family. Stop playing. Stop playing. You speak as if you don't believe in God. I don't. It's man-made. It's your Santa Claus, brother. That's your belief. It's not my belief. You got the spook daddy in the sky, not me, brother. Sorry. That's you, nigga. I'm grown. It said, if this is so, then you are a complete loss, my brother. So now I'm lost because I don't have the God in the sky who allows mass murder, rape, and torture of my people, and I'll still be cool with this God. Oh man, now I'm completely lost because God is not my friend, and I don't believe in this fake God who allows my people to be raped, mass murdered, and tortured, and still at the bottom in America and throughout the world. Man, stop playing, man. He said, the God of Israel. I already knew it, brother. I already knew it, cool. I knew it. If you don't believe in God, no, I don't, brother. He said, let me help you with that. I don't need no help, brother. You the one need the help. You the one believing in mythological things. So that means just if you look up psychosis and all these terms of craziness, you will be in there for having these beliefs of these fake things that don't exist. That's mythological, that you have never seen. That's called going crazy. That's called being crazy. Look all of this up, family. It's not that hard. So he gonna help me. I don't need the help, brother. You the one have a psychological and a mental problem and breakdown for believing in fake stuff. He said, now this where it gets so disrespectful. And I heard black people say this. And if you have a religion, especially Christianity or Catholicism or Judaism, it says it's in your holy book, family, in one way, shape, or form. We can pull it up, family. Slavery was a punishment on our people by the Most High God of Israel. Black man, black woman, black child. That means it's not the white folks. What you niggas talk, what you Christian niggas and Catholic niggas and black Hebrew Israelite niggas talking about when you talking about you need reparations, nigga. This ain't the white man's fault according to your motherfucking religion. According to your religion, it ain't the white people's fault that they mass murder, raped, and tortured us, and that they still doing what they doing to us today in America, in Jamaica, in Haiti, and on the continent of Africa, because this is ordained by y'all Most High God of Israel. This is what the fuck I listen to. It ain't the white man's fault. God ordained all this because we were punished. We were cursed for not keeping up with the laws and statutes and commandments of this fake mythological God in the sky, family. It ain't the white man's fault, according to y'all religious niggas. Black man, black woman, black child. This is sad, family. This is motherfucking sad. But this is why I call the white man his mama the motherfucking champs, family. This is why I call them the champs. This is most of you religious niggas if you believe in Christianity, Catholicism, or Judaism. Mormonism. This is your Abrahamic faith. All of them say this in one way, shape, or form, that black people were cursed by this God. So, I mean, it ain't the white man, his mama fault for mass murder, raping, and torturing us and doing what they doing, even up to today. All the killing that they do of us everywhere is not their fault. Because slavery and all the punishment, slavery was a punishment by punishment on our people by the Most High God of Israel for our disobedience and not keeping his commandments and laws and statutes. All of what we as people have gone through was ordained by God. All of what we as a black people, I'm going to add that in because that's what he's talking about, have gone through was preordained already by this God in the sky. And y'all telling me that the white man and his mom made the champ. Stop it, family. Stop it. Black man, black woman, black child. Anybody that thinks like this, it's a detriment to his motherfucking race. And this is treason right here, family. This is treason. Don't look at him as being sad. That's what your religious books say as a Christian, say about this, that we were cursed by God. Allah says that too. Nation of Islam said, Go look up Farrakhan's video when he said we was cursed by the circles of the God. I did it on my video about when I talked about Pharaoh fraud. He said it in his own lecture that we're cursed. Our big nose, our nappy kinky hair, our big lips, skin, all that. We were cursed by God. The circles of the God. He said not just one. Farrakhan said all the gods nigga cursed us. Y'all still rock with Farrakhan. Y'all still rock with these trees and niggas. Because y'all believe in it. Y'all religious texts say it. Black man, black woman, black child. Like I told y'all, man, we're going to go down in history as the most ignorant black people of any time on this planet, family. As a whole, family, I promise you. This is just sad, family. I just want y'all to go and read this a couple times, family. This is sad, but this is y'all religious text, family. Let's keep it going, family. Told you the white man and his mama the champs. The fact that we can have a black man in 2023 who's part of a religion that millions of black people are part of that says this about our race, that what people done to us, even in the mass murder, rape, and torture, death, destruction of us of all kind, is not really their fault because it was ordained by God for us not following these laws and commandments of this fake mythological God, family. This is sad, family. This ain't it. But most of you black people, this is part of y'all religion. Y'all need to look this shit up in y'all religious books. It's been there. It ain't just pop up, it's been there. Family, this is sad, family. So we're gonna go in, now we're gonna just really touch a base on what my video is mainly about today. And that's the coup d'etats that we need to do on the National Black Caucus, on the NAACP, i.e. black politicians. So let's go in and look at all of these so we can see when they started, and we can kind of go down and see how long they've been in play to see, you know, if they're like a new startup thing for the black community that's helping us, or how long they've been around, you know what I'm saying? So we can understand, you know, these entities that y'all tell me that working for us, and that's our representatives in America to help us get better into progress, and all of these things y'all tell me that these NAACPs and Congressional Black Caucus, political black powerful leaders, y'all tell me are. So let's go in here and look. Let's go in there and look at them real quick. See when they was established and all that. Nothing big. Okay. Well, let's just go to Wikipedia. You know, let's pull it on up. Let's just see. You know. When did this Congressional Black Caucus start? That's what we're trying to find. The predecessors to the caucus was founded in January 1969 as the Democratic Selected Committee by a group of black members of the House Representatives. So 1969, 1971. Okay. Oh, okay. It says down here the first chairman, okay, served from 1969 to 1971. So basically, it started. The Congressional Black Caucus started in 1969. Today is 2023, so we're looking at 50 plus years, 53, 54, 55 years that this Congressional Black Caucus been in place as a representative for black people in America, and we're still at the bottom of all these areas of activity. Let's read them off real quick. It's economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and counter-war. We're at the bottom where we started at. When they started the National Black Caucus in 1969, we were at the bottom of all these things that I just read off. And in 2023, we're still at the bottom, and still owned, managed, operated, and controlled by the same race of people, the white man and his mama, who brought us here as slaves. And we shouldn't do a coup d'etat on the Congressional Black Caucus. We shouldn't get all of them out. The representatives for us that has moved us nowhere, no progress has happened. We're still in the same position since 1969. And nobody is fired. It only happens for black people, where you can continuously do the job of, quote unquote, here to support and help get black people further in this country that owes us trillions of dollars of reparations. Ain't got none of that back, and still got us in the same position and still keep your job. Only in the black community that happens, family. Nowhere else. Just in the black community. In America, that's the only where that happens at. In the black community around the world, that's the only where that can happen at. No other race will fall for that. When that happened to China, China lined up a whole generation of what they call Uncle Tom Chinamen and women, and they mass murdered them. And now China is moving up to be close to be #1, or fighting with America for the #1 superpower, because they had to get rid of a whole bunch of motherfucking coons and motherfucking black cave coconut ass motherfuckers. That's what China had to do. Let's keep it moving. The next one is the that we're gonna pull up is the NAACP. When was the NAACP started? NAACP was started February the 12th, 1909. So 2023, 1909, that's 114 years. The NAACP been a representative for the black people in America to help us and make our lives better, and to help get us everything we're owed, including reparations and true equality and freedom. They've been our representatives and been our leaders and for us for 114 years, and we still in the same position, still ran, owned, managed, and operated by the same race of people who brought us here as slaves. And this ain't disbanded. Ain't no coup d'etat been done on the NAACP. Not in black America. We still give both of these people our high praises as black people. And they haven't moved the needle. They haven't got us the biggest thing. And that's reparations. We're owed the most in human history, family. And they ain't even got us that. No true equality, no true freedom at all. We still at the bottom of all the 9 areas of activity, with NAACP being here since 1909, supposedly for us, doing stuff for us. Let's go to these 9 areas of activity and say them again: economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, war, and counter war. We're at the bottom where we was at when the NAACP was started in 1909 and before that. And there's not no coup d'etat done on the NAACP, family. Not in black America. We the only race of people on this planet, family, that the people that's supposedly supposed to work for us don't work for us. And we still in the same position. And we still follow them. We still call them our leaders and that they're for us. They for our communities. Our communities look worse than ever in the black communities around America. Still most disproportionate in prison. Most uneducated. Boy, I tell you, family, that they all still got jobs. Black man, black woman, black child. How do these people still here? And y'all call them y'all leaders and y'all representatives, family? You know why? Because the white man and his mama then taught y'all that nothingness and symbolism is the best thing you can get if you black and in America, family. Let's keep it going. Let's go to this Princeton University article. It says, Princeton University reportedly under fire for teaching that black people should be considered disabled. Let's keep going to read. Look at the 3 beautiful queens over there. Respect right there all day. Princeton University reportedly under fire for teaching that black people should be considered disabled. Now, Princeton is one of the top Ivy League schools in America, and considered one of the top schools in the world by people. Princeton, Harvard, Yale, Brown, Cornell, them. Yeah, okay. Just making sure. Reports claim that Princeton University class curriculum for the upcoming fall semester states that black people can be deemed disabled due to the systemic racism they face. Why are they under fire? For telling the truth? We are disabled by the white man and his mama. Yes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Princeton ain't saying nothing wrong. Princeton told the truth. I don't know why they under fire. We are disabled due to systemic racism. That's why I'm telling you, the National Black Caucus and the NAACP, who's been y'all representative, should have been. We should have been done a coup d'etat on them. They should be found guilty of treason after this long. That's why Princeton can say that, because Princeton told the truth. Because of the systemic racism, slavery still. Like I said, I don't change the name. I leave it the same because it's still ran by the same people. The white man and his mama who brought us here as slaves. They still run, own, manage, and operate everything. That's why I call them the champs. Undisputed, undefeated champs in America. They got all the belts. Fuck what boxer you talking about. They are the undisputed, undefeated champs of America and the champs of the world. But yes, the racism that they still done to us, the slavery that they still do to us mentally and physically in America has disabled us. It has. It got us saying this, that it ain't their fault for the mass murder, rape, and torture they done, because God ordained it. Because of black people's, let's make sure we get it right, our disobedience. For not keeping up with his commandments and laws and statutes while we were mass murder, rape, and torture, and what is still done to us while Princeton would call us disabled. It's not even the white man and his mama's fault. I don't know why they put systemic racism, why they don't believe that God done that. Because God did condemn us. That's what y'all tell me. That's what's in y'all holy books that y'all believe in that I don't. This was God slapped us on the hand, black people, and allowed us to be mass murder, raped, and tortured without coming to help. Princeton, I'm not mad at you because y'all told the truth here at Princeton. This is the fact right here. This is the truth. Well, Dre, you can't believe that. Yes, I can. Look. You mad at Princeton, but your religious books say that slavery was ordained by God because of us being disobedient. You mad at Princeton, black man, black woman, black child, but not mad at your God for mass murder, raping, and torturing? Allowing the white man and his mama mass murder, rape, and torture us for century after century? Why they use our slave labor to build and become the wealthiest, most powerful nation in the world, in America and all the European nations in Europe? Man, let's stop playing, man. Let's stop playing. It should have been a coup d'etat a long time ago on your NAACP, on your National Black or Congressional Black Caucus, whatever you want to call them, on your black politicians, because we still in the same position and still owned, managed, ran, and operated by the same race of people who brought us here as slaves, family. They gave you a new name to call it today, so you can call it what the fuck you want. But it's the same shit, family. That's just what it is. This is pro-black everything, so we're going to watch this video, family, and then we're going to get up out of here. You know I'm going to commentate through it.
Left home in order for their children to get meat and bread. There are so many dehumanizing elements in the welfare system that we are concerned about removing.
I'm going to ask a question real quick, black family, before this video take all the way off. If black people were to march today out in the streets of America, would we be marching for the same stuff that Dr. Martin Luther King was marching about back in the 60s and 50s, and the same thing that Malcolm X and Dr. Khalid Muhammad and the Black Panther Party was talking about at Medgar Evers. If we will march today and it's almost literally the same thing that they were marching back in the 50s and 60s, that lets you know that your black politicians have failed you. The NAACP has failed you. Congressional Black Caucus has failed you. America as a whole has failed you. Black man, black woman, black child. That's just factual. Let's go.
Ultimately, we're concerned about a guaranteed annual income. And the other thing I think it is very necessary to say is that everybody's on welfare in this country. And when it comes to black people and poor people, we just call it something else. When it's for white people and rich, we call it subsidies.
It's no secret, fatherless households are more common in the black community. A survey from the American Consensus Institution revealed that 67% of black children under 18 in the US live in homes without fathers. This is a stark contrast to white children, as only 24% of them live in fatherless homes. But it wasn't always like that. The black families survived generations of open racism, widespread poverty, and slavery. They lived through segregation and violence, and strong family bonds used to be the norm.
As of 1960, 2/3 of all black American children were living with both parents. That declined over the years until only 1/3 were living with both parents in 1995. So it's not the legacy of slavery that destroys the African American family.
It's the legacy of the welfare state.
Between 1890 and 1950, the marriage rate was much higher among black women than white women. A fraction of black children lived in homes without their fathers. But everything changed with the expansion of the welfare state. It divided the household and created...
Again, so far of this video, what they're saying, we done went backwards. Coup d'etat. Congressional Black Caucus and NAACP. And anybody else you saying that's representing you as a black man, black woman, black child in America that got some power, family. We're going backwards. We done went backwards so far. It's showing, this video showing. It's going to keep going. Let's go. So if you're going backwards, how you progressing? These people should be fired immediately. Start something new. It ain't working. Let's go.
The dependency on welfare. This kind of reminds me of what President Reagan said.
I've always felt the 9 most terrifying words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help.
So, what happened? What's the mechanism? Here is a detailed look at how the welfare state played a role in the dissolving of the family structure over the years. People say that the breakdown of traditional family units, family structures, is a byproduct of black poverty, not just because there is no man to support the family financially, but also because women tend to earn less than men on average. Of course, the connection between the two is there, but it goes deeper than that. Welfare was a mean little business. It was designed to get people by in a pinch. Public assistance programs, like welfare entitlements, have been a part of American culture since the 1940s. Unfortunately, like in many other aspects of government institutions, black Americans were left out. In time, black people could also get financial support, but it wasn't easy. Mothers who applied for checks had to let social workers inspect their homes to see if their conditions were suitable for welfare. These workers also had to make sure no man was living in the house. But even if they qualified...
Had to make sure no man was living in the house. I fell up under this. I grew up around this right here. I lived this right here personally. Let's go again. So we can hear key what they're saying now, family. All these fatherless homes now. This was a systematic racist system set up to do exactly what they're saying right now. They set it up to do this. Exactly what it bloomed out to and flowered out to today as what you see. Let's go.
Institutions, black Americans were left out. In time, black people could also get financial support, but it wasn't easy. Mothers who applied for checks had to let social workers inspect their homes to see if their conditions were suitable for welfare. These workers also had to make sure no man was living in the house. But even if they qualified for support, the amount they received was meager and not enough to build a stable life. In the early 1960s, welfare was not yet common, even in the most impoverished black communities. In the decade that followed, the number of black people on welfare went up by 169%. They further increased by 30% from 1970 to 1975. In 1972, New York City, almost 1 out of every 6 residents was on welfare. A major portion of these households were black. Although black people were only around a tenth of all Americans, they made up almost 50% of all welfare recipients by the late 70s. A recent UNICEF report showed that many children under 18 in America struggle financially, and African American children are nearly 4 times more likely to be in poverty than white children. Though the number of families receiving cash assistance has decreased since 1996, child poverty rates for black children in the US remain high. This outcome
Coup d'etat on NAACP, the Congressional Black Caucus, your fucking representatives, black man, black woman, black child. Let's keep it going.
is not by accident. I studied the evolution of social welfare policies in the US from the New Deal.
Real quick, because somebody that's supposed to be representing you and supposed to be your power broker in a country, a capitalistic society, they shouldn't allow this happen still to today. They supposed to be, especially if they've been around since 1969 and 909. Yeah, they should have had a hold on this by now. Let's keep it going, fam.
To the 1996 reforms and found that these policies have been discriminatory from the start, and a lot of people can confess to that. This led many black families to fall into cultural and economic ruin. In a short period, healthy black people started relying on government assistance to achieve some level of normalcy, but within the city slums, that normalcy was impossible to get. Black children barely knew their fathers, and most were raised by unemployed and unmarried mothers.
Are you feeling dissatisfied?
And modest paychecks. This marked a significant shift in black American history. The consequences were severe for the next generation. Let's start with the Social Security Act.
Did he say severe? Now I about to go over some acts, fam. I'm telling you, man, this is all organized, baby. That's why I call the white man his mob of the chaps. And y'all should have been got rid of NAACP and Congressional Black Caucus. They have done nothing for you, black man, black woman, black child. Boy, I tell you, white man his mama. I gotta give them a salute too, bro. Boy, they the chaps for a reason, bro.
Of 1935. It was introduced during Franklin Roosevelt's administration. It was designed to create the safety net in the country, safeguarding families from losing their income. It was viewed as a significant part of New Deal reform and paved the way for federal protections in the future, such as the Affordable Care Act and Medicare. This policy had 2 main parts. The first part had social insurance programs that provided financial support to dependents of deceased or incapacitated workers, and Social Security for retired older Americans. The second part comprised means-tested public assistance programs, initially known as Aid to Dependent Children, and later renamed Aid to Families with Dependent Children. In 1962, under the Kennedy administration, ideally, it was believed that as the overall quality of life in the country improved, more families could support themselves without needing financial assistance from the ADC program. Eventually, the ADC program would become unnecessary and gradually phase out on its own. But this posed a major problem for black Americans. Like any other component of the New Deal, the origins of the Social Security Act were deeply rooted in racism. During the 1930s and 1940s, black people had to deal with widespread racial discrimination in the workplace. They held low-paying jobs, often paid in cash and off the books. This made them ineligible for social insurance programs. The ADC program was an extension of state-run programs that supported widowed mothers, but mostly benefited white widows. The states decided eligibility and need, and since the separate but equal doctrine was in place, blacks were still excluded from fully participating. Jim Crow laws and the separate but equal doctrine led to a system with different services for whites and blacks. But as we all know by now, they were far from equal.
Y'all seeing this trend? Y'all seeing that the same stuff we're fighting still to today as a race of people. Without reparations, on top of that, still fighting the same stuff. Reparations will get you majority of all this stuff that they're showing right now. I promise you, baby. Don't let them fool you and tell you no. Don't let them come up with these excuses about why they won't give you reparations, family. I just want to pop something up real quick. No, we'll go at the end. I got something for you for reparations. Yeah. Oh, yes, let's go.
States made efforts to cut down ADC enrollment and costs. They proposed residency requirements to prevent blacks from the South from qualifying for the program. In 1935, there was a hearing on a bill, and the NAACP, an organization that fights for civil rights, expressed their concern.
Did you say NAACP? What we talking about? the treason group called NAACP that ain't done nothing for black people at all, but symbols.
Southern politicians wanted to exclude agricultural and domestic workers from the bill. This meant that many black workers couldn't get the support they needed. This exclusion would particularly affect black sharecroppers and cash tenants, who were already struggling to make ends meet. Even though the NAACP was highly against it, the Social Security Act was approved. That's why 60...
Because they don't care, nigga. You nothing to them. Like, nigga, we don't give a fuck. NAACP, stop it. That's how the white society, white supremacy, systemic racism, America 3Ks don't get it fucked up. Think about NAACP up until today. Like, stop it. Congressional black who? Stop it, man. Stop it. Don't white men, like, don't say them names. I mean, they're nothing. They've never been nothing. We don't hold them of no value at all, no power at all. Just the niggas down below them think they powerful. We still run, own, manage, and operate everything, including the National Black Caucus and NAACP. That's why they haven't done anything. This is the white man saying that's why they haven't done anything, because we still run these organizations. Like, we run every black organization. We fund it financially. We manage it. We operate it. Even if we got all the black people out in front, we still the puppet masters, baby. That's why pro-black everything PBE call us the undisputed and undefeated champs. Let's go.
5% of African Americans nationwide were not eligible for benefits, and an even larger percentage of these black families in the South were excluded from the program. In the 1950s and 60s, things got even worse for black families. Welfare checks incentivized single-mother households, and there was one rule that ruined it all: the man-in-the-house rule. Black families have long been the victims of income inequality. Worse for black families. Welfare checks incentivized single-mother households, and there was one rule that ruined it all: the man-in-the-house rule.
The man-in-the-house rule, family. Let's listen to this man-in-the-house rule.
Black families have long been the victims of income inequality and bad government policies. The irony, of course, is that conservatives pushed black mothers to break their families to get welfare. Before 1968, many states and administrative agencies created and enforced the man-in-the-house rule. This rule basically meant that if there is a working or healthy man in the house, the government can't help you. And they would go as far as to send welfare workers to visit the homes without warning to check if a man was present.
They did that specifically at my house growing up for my dad. So I know it's a factual. This happened in my lifetime. This is slavery. This is exploitation, bro. This is the same shit. This is colonization. It's the same. I need my reparations, family. Yes. Mm-hmm.
If they found any evidence whatsoever,
yes,
families lost their welfare benefits. Over the years, the welfare state started dissolving the family structure, slowly but surely. A man who can't get a decent job and provide a substantial income suddenly believes that his family is better off without him. So, if a man were to lose his job, he literally had to leave the house so his children could get government surplus peanut butter, beans, and cheese. On the other hand, if either the woman or the man, or both, were irresponsible, they faced no consequences for their actions. And it was the taxpayers who ended up paying for it. These things aren't exactly designed to keep the marriage intact. They are meant to divide people. The harm done to the children.
Divide and conquer. That's why I call the white man and his mama the champs. They still do it up until today. You hear the niggas. You see this nigga right here. You know what it is. Let's stop playing.
Was massive. Many children experienced the hurt from broken families.
You might think you know.
Age. In 1960, just 33% of black American children didn't live with two parents, but by 1988, that rate went up to 61%. In that time, the proportion of black children born to single mothers rose from 23% to more than 60%. This is exactly why we can't judge government policies based on their ideals, but based on their results. And these results, well, left a ton of households fatherless.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. What would the result have been if this welfare policy had required the opposite of that? That both parents live in the same home and care for their children to receive government assistance. The welfare state did what slavery couldn't do. It broke families apart.
The welfare state done what slavery couldn't do. Even though slavery did a hell of a job on it too. But yeah, this is what it is, fam. That's why the white man and his mama are the motherfucking champs, family.
and broken families fuel poverty. The structure of the family can influence the choices children make. For example, boys raised without their fathers are more likely to drop out of school, get violence, use drugs, or go to jail. Girls are more likely to have a child out of wedlock or engage in sexual activities at a very early age. These children are also more prone to mental health problems, which can affect them as adults. A psychology test detailed in Roy Baumeister and John Tierney's book, Willpower, showed that children from fatherless households were more likely to settle for a small prize straight away. In contrast, children with fathers present were more willing to wait for a bigger prize. Experts from the Northwestern Institute for Policy Research challenged that these effects are primarily due to dangerous neighborhoods or poor schools. They found that the direct effect of family structure itself played a more significant role. As marriage rates declined among the poor and working class in the US, the institution of marriage has remained strong among the wealthier population, with similar rates to those from 50 years ago. At the same time, the decrease in marriage among the working class has led to a significant rise in out-of-wedlock births, often to couples who are living together without being married. This happens because people view marriage as an ideal situation, but feel it is unachievable, yet they still want to have children. In the mid-1980s, the rates of fatherless households dramatically increased. Today, just 44%.
You see all this stuff is going up. All these bad stuff is going up throughout the years, but niggas tell me they didn't process, that we didn't progress. The NAACP and Congressional Black Caucus has been helping the black representative and the black power structure in America, and that they're helping. But things are getting worse. And these organizations is not disbanded, not coup d'etats, or replace everybody out that bitch. Shouldn't everybody be fired if we're going the wrong way through the years coming up until now? Man, let's go, family.
Percent of black children live with their fathers. Also, a lot more black children are born outside of marriage. The rates of such cases went up from 24.5% in 1964 to 70.7% by 1994, which remains at a similar level today. Many
What are we talking about, family? What progress are we talking about? We done got worse. Less land, more out of wedlock, more single mothers, more uneducated, more poor. Like, family, let's stop it, man. Let's stop playing games, man. Told you this the truth, the fact hour here, this critical thinking and analysis, and get out your goddamn feelings hour over here, family.
Many people blame the expansion of welfare programs for the breakdown of black families. Since 1935, people have had access to cash welfare, but this welfare was quite modest and not enough to cover any of the living expenses. With Johnson's Great Society, which began in 1964, welfare benefits became much more generous and controlled. When I mean controlled, I mean crazy. The man in the house rule discouraged marriage because it provided welfare assistance to mothers if no man was living in the house.
Bingo.
If a mother married an employed man, even one earning the minimum wage, it jeopardized her financial support.
Bingo.
These benefits were huge. The Great Society
Let's go back, because this is very key what they're saying right now, family.
1980s, the rates of fatherless households dramatically increased. Today, just 44% of black children live with their fathers. Also, a lot more black children are born outside of marriage. The rates of such cases went up from 24.5% in 1964 to 70.7% by 1994, which remains at a similar level today. Many people blame the expansion of welfare programs for the breakdown of black families. Since 1935, people have had access to cash welfare, but this welfare was quite modest and not enough to cover any of the living expenses. With Johnson's Great Society, which began in 1964, welfare benefits became much more generous and controlled. When I mean controlled, I mean crazy. The man in the house rule discouraged marriage because it provided welfare assistance to mothers if no man was living in the house. If a mother married an employed man, even one earning the minimum wage, it jeopardized her financial support. These benefits were huge. The Great Society programs offered a way out for low-income black families. This could be why, in 1964, only 7% of American children were born out of wedlock, compared to the current rate of 40%. So basically, the government urged mothers to keep fathers out of the home and paid them well for doing so. Shifts in the labor market and deindustrialization greatly impacted job opportunities, especially for low-skilled workers. It hurt both whites and black people, but black communities were the most affected. Here's an example. Imagine a city like Detroit, where the manufacturing industry was the top employer, and many black men held manufacturing jobs. Here, in the 1970s, 56% of black men were in the manufacturing industry, but by 2000, it dropped to 26%. Over the years, technological advancements and economic shifts created a demand for skilled workers in other sectors, like healthcare or technology. These new jobs required a higher level of education and specialized skills. The problem was the lower level of education among black men on average. As jobs increasingly required education beyond high school, black men faced many challenges. This made it harder for them to adapt to the changing job market and find new employment in other industries. White men were better equipped to handle the changing job market. They had higher education and a greater chance of securing well-paid jobs in emerging industries. Then there was the 90s gear change. In the late 1990s, efforts to reform the
When you own a Ford, you get the benefit of having your vehicle picked up for service.
Almost done, family.
AFDC program took on more subtle forms of racism. Critics claimed that the program encouraged out-of-wedlock births, irresponsible fatherhood, and dependency across generations. During this time, there was a lot of public concern about the cost of welfare programs. Some people believed that the programs contributed to rising taxes and national debt. It tapped into public fears and created a seriously negative perception of people who received welfare. There were a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes about those who lived in poverty. So, the reform bill that was eventually passed replaced the AFDC with TANF, Temporary Assistance to Needy Families. The new bill imposed stricter work requirements, expecting single mothers to find work within 2 years of receiving benefits. There was also a 5-year limit on receiving benefits. To promote traditional family values, teenage mothers didn't receive benefits. But that was not all. If a father were to fall behind on child support payments, they could face threats of imprisonment. The bill restricted the use of federally funded TANF for certain groups of immigrants. There were also eligibility limitations on Medicaid, food stamps, and supplementary Social Security income, SSI.
Ain't that y'all white cave nigga, Bill Clinton? That slave master that y'all love? That y'all probably got pictures up in y'all house along with the other slave master, JFK? Yeah, I know y'all do, niggas. I know you niggas.
These measures were just too harsh. They made it difficult for families in need to get proper financial support. Instead of addressing the root of poverty and creating new employment opportunities, it just punished those who already struggled financially. Well, today, modern problems require new solutions. According to Forbes, the economic status of black Americans is still far behind compared to white people in terms of stock ownership, net worth, income, home ownership, and other metrics.
Everything.
In the United States, black workers earn about 30% less than white workers. Almost 50% of black workers are working in retail, food services, healthcare, and accommodation, and a huge chunk of these workers are doing lower paying services. Imagine getting paid.
Congressional Black Caucus can't help. NAACP, they've been around since 1909, they can't help. No? Ain't they y'all representatives though, black man, black woman, black child? All right, let's keep it going. Almost
more
done.
than 40% less than white men for doing the exact same job. If you are a black woman in the US, this is more likely to happen. In 2020, black women earned around 58% of what white men earned on average. Similar to Latinas and Native women, black women face a much more significant pay gap compared to all women. This is because they face both racism and sexism in the workplace. Today, the Social Security program is a backbone for many black families. It protects them through disability, retirement, or death. The program is crucial because African Americans often lack financial resources and have higher disability rates. The program is meant to help those who earn low income get benefits. Those who heavily rely on Social Security are older black people with lower lifetime earnings and fewer pension benefits. For example, in 2017, 35% of married and 58% of unmarried older black people received 90% or more of their income from Social Security. Despite its importance, black Americans still benefit less overall from the program because of the ongoing pay disparities and shorter life expectancies. These factors result in lower lifetime earnings and
Family, we're gonna cut it right there. Y'all can go watch the rest of that whole rest of the 19 minutes and 8 seconds. So that's only about 3 minutes left. You know, three minutes and some change. You can go watch it. But family, this is what it is. It should be a coup d'etat and a guilty verdict of treason for the NAACP and the Congressional Black Caucus and your black political officials, because black political officials, black man, black woman, black child, because you're in the same position. And the same people that brought you here as slave is still running every system in America. No reparations, no freedom, no equality, just more systemic racism, which is slavery, family. That's all we get in America for the majority of black men, women, and children. There are exceptions to the rules. That's less than 1%. I'm talking about the majority of the black men, women, and children are still at the bottom in America, family. It just is what it is. That's just facts. And to end this out, because a lot of times, when I bring up reparations, I had a few white people try to challenge me, or think they could challenge me on that when I was in the military and all of that. By saying, oh man, you're gonna have to give taxes, and my tax dollars and our tax dollars shouldn't be used, even though it's still slavery today, but my tax dollars shouldn't be used for reparations, and it's gonna be your tax dollars too, and all of this about taxes and why we can't use tax as one of the reasons. Well, let's do this report by Forbes. I put this out on some videos a couple years ago. Nearly $300 billion in foreign aid spent by United States government, family. So let's go in here and look, family. Let's go in here and read. The American taxpayer, that's you and I that got a job here in America that pay taxes, has been generous to foreign countries between the years of 2013 and 2018. Nearly $300 billion in U.S. taxpayers' money flowed as aid to the countries outside the United States, family. Outside of the United States by non-citizens. $300 billion of our tax dollars went to other nations. But we can't use the tax dollars to pay reparations, but we can give it to other nations. Black family, don't let them lie to you to say something about the taxes. $300 billion has went to other nations that could have went to black people for reparations. Starting off, it went to other nations they're not even citizens. They're not even from this country. $282 billion, $282.6 billion of U.S. tax dollars and counting. You see this? It's higher now. They stopped it at 2018. It's higher now, family. Don't talk to me about us not getting reparations and we can't use tax dollars. Well, y'all use tax dollars for every motherfucking thing else. Even for non-citizens. For people that ain't even in our fucking country. Oh, black man, black woman, black child. That's why I call the white man his mama the chap. That just let you know, like everything else, the white man just say, nigga, I ain't paying you shit, nigga. Fuck you, nigga. We take over whole nations. We pay who we won't. We don't pay who the fuck we don't want to pay. That's the white man and his mama. That's why I call them the gangster, drug dealer, killers of America and the world. Not just in America, but all the European countries in Europe. The Germany, the Italy, the France, all of them. Poland, it doesn't matter which ones you name. They're all European. Great Britain, all of them. The caves. They owe trillions of dollars in reparations to African people. But for America, hey, it's okay to give $300 billion of taxpayers' money to other countries, but not to quote unquote citizens. Black people, I told you, weren't citizens. They still consider you a slave. That's why they can give money to other countries of your taxpayers' money, but not give it to us as black people for reparations that owe, because we're not considered citizens. We're still considered slaves to this motherfucker America. 3Ks don't get it fucked up. This white man and his mama that run, own, manage, and operate America, family. That's just factual. These facts are just facts, family. I'm just letting you know. This pro-black everything, PBE. I'm out, family. Nothing but respect and love. But get out your goddamn feelings.